Hello and welcome to Talking GTA episode 13. I'm your host Hugo1 and this is a podcast about all things Grand Theft Auto related. So last week we talked about the real life Banshee and a bunch of other things, and there were tons of comments on YouTube about these things and other stuff. So I'm going to read some of them. I can't get to all of them, but we're going to go through as many as we can. And then, of course, we have emails, phone calls, and other new stuff to talk about. So on YouTube, Maz says, 45,000 for a one-of-a-kind collectible is too cheap, in my opinion, especially when it comes to an actual car. But considering it's just a modded Viper, it does actually make sense. Well, I mean, like we talked about, the modding was done by West Coast Customs, and it was very well done. It wasn't just kind of like very simple mods. It was some pretty complex stuff, and it was made by Rockstar, so it's like an official one-of-one collectible, which is pretty cool. So I guess it's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for it. And it was only worth 45,000 at that time, so if I had it I would have got it. But thank you for the comment, friend, appreciate it. Momo Chu says Stephen Ogg in Better Call Saul is basically just playing live action Trevor. I agree. If anybody saw the episode of Better Call Saul, or the original episode of Better Call Saul where Stephen Ogg was in it, his character is very Trevor-like, and it's I think that's what they wanted him to do, because he does that very well, and he played that role well, and the people that were excited to see him in it are GTA fans, and I think everybody knows that, but he's not, he doesn't want to be connected to that forever. But anyway, Jake Ryan says, another connection between GTA and Better Call Saul is the whole partnership of Bob and David, Saul and Zero, respectively. Yeah, so Bob Odenkirk and David Cross worked together on Mr. Show, and I guess on other things as well. And then, of course, David Cross was the voice of Zero in San Andreas. So, and he did something, another voice on the radio in GTA Online years later, where he referenced Zero and San Fierro or something like that, which is pretty cool. But anyway, so a few connections to Better Call Saul, which we had mentioned in last week's episode. So yes, thank you for that, Jake. Tyler T. Nelson says, huge ups to Hugo for recognizing my question and for delivering another banger of an episode. You talked about collectibles from previous GTAs in this episode, so I wanted to present another question for you. What collectibles would you think would be fitting for 6? Maybe some throwback items to Tommy, or the keys to apartment 3C. That's a good idea. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, anything connected to old GTA games I think would be awesome collectibles, or anything related to the game itself or the location itself. San Andreas collectibles were just like almost perfect, especially the tags. It's this gangbanging scenario and atmosphere and setup and everything, and then the collectibles in that city are spraying over the other gang's tags, which I thought was so cool and creative, and made it fun to actually do the collectibles instead of just picking up a floating package or whatever. So yeah, something in Vice City could be something related to old school Vice City or Tommy, or some kind of Easter egg like you mentioned, or just something related to, I guess, Florida in general, maybe, because it's I mean, you could go right back to hidden packages like in GTA 3 where you're picking up random coke and shit out of the ocean, but that would be kind of boring. So yeah, I hope it's something interesting and that fits the game pretty well. And if it is related to, Vice City or Tommy Vercetti, I think that would be awesome. So we'll have to wait and see. Thank you for the comment. JPS says, I would love to see a real life Sabre Turbo as a tribute for the next GTA game being in Vice City. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Hopefully they'll do that. I think I'm worried that they're not going to have a lot of connections to the original Vice City, but I hope somebody at the company says, look, let's make sure we do this. Let's hire somebody to actually go research what we could put in the new game. from the original Vice City, but who knows? Alex says, great episode as always. We talked about the Banshee on stream, but I need to say it again. 45/30K for a Viper is theft, LOL, and it's even more crazy because it's a one of one. I would love to have a real life GTA car. I really hope its current owner takes good care of it. Would be a shame if that car would have gotten lost. Now on to GTA 6. I really hope it will get more spicy because you will only be able to carry 2 different weapons. I hope I remember that correctly. It's a nice twist to previous GTAs. Thinking about missions and what loadout you want to carry into them seems really cool, and I really hope they implement that into online. Tryhard still play the most OP weapons, but I think it would be really good for other people. Keep up these great episodes, and I'll see you in the next life. Your friend Alec. Thank you, Alec. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the idea of carrying less weapons than we're used to, but the point you make here is really good. For GTA Online, that would make it maybe more of a fair fight. If you encounter somebody just kind of in the street or whatever, they won't have their whole arsenal to go at you with, and maybe you'll be carrying something that's better set up to defend yourself than they can mess with you with. So who knows? That's a good idea. So yeah, I do hope that for online, that is how they go about it. They could also do something where you have to use the in-game currency to buy extra large backpacks or whatever, so you can carry more weapons. That seems like something they would do. But thank you, Alec. Appreciate it. Animistic Newt says, hey, Hugo, I was the one who mentioned the real-life Banshee the other day in the Twitch chat, so it's really nice you are always looking to have the community involved with the podcast. If you had to make a real-life version of any other car from the GTA series, which would it be? For me, it would be an SA Slam Van. Man, I think I might have to agree with you there. The Slam Van is so interesting looking, and I saw what the original like concept car that they based it on looked like, and it looked like a real life Slam Van, but that was just some concept car that was never a real thing. So if they could kind of put together like a real life San Andreas Slam Van, that would be super cool. I think that would look awesome, because it seems like if somebody who plays San Andreas enough or played it enough, if they saw it in the street, they would recognize it. If it was done right, they would recognize that that's a Slam Van from GTA or from San Andreas. So yeah, that's a perfect choice. The Banshee is such a classic. That made sense that they chose that car since it has been in all these GTA games. But yeah, that San Andreas Slam Van is so unique looking, and it sounds good too. So yeah, that would be an awesome real life car to have. Thank you, Animistic Newt. Appreciate it. Tyler Kale says, yo, Hugo, loving the podcast. Keep it up. I hope in GTA 6, when we get it, I hope it isn't as slow as 5, and I hope it has good side content, more akin to the 3D games. I miss doing stuff like paramedic, firefighter, and vigilante, etc. Would love some sort of import-export side mission too. I hope if they have online that it doesn't become as stale as GTA Online currently is, or have heist and stuff that the player can do in private sessions so we aren't forced to grind warehouse stuff, etc. Also, I think they should make GTA Online for 6 free to play, similar to how COD has Warzone free. That way the microtransactions don't feel as though they're being as greedy. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, GTA Online was always free with GTA 5, so... but I do get just releasing it for free, on its own, which would be fine. I think that would be a good idea. And then, yeah, they can go at it with their, shark cards and stuff. But when it comes to like side missions, I also hope that there's more of like that kind of paramedic, firefighter, vigilante stuff to do freely. Whenever you get a cop car or whatever, instead of the Strangers and Freaks, which really took over the side missions. I don't need more story. I'm happy for the story, in the storyline and, the missions for that. But outside of that, I love to kind of just do things freely on my own, like those submissions where you can kind of start them when you want and it's just up to you. And you don't have to listen to a whole new side story, but some people like that. And it looks like that is kind of the way it's going, especially with Red Dead 2 had a lot of that side stuff. I think we talked about that last week. So unfortunately, yeah, I think that's going to be happening, but we shall see. Thank you, Tyler. All right. Next one is Mr. Screen. He says GTA 6 should definitely not be a first-day release on PlayStation Premium or Game Pass. Rockstar would be mad to do that. As far as the online versions are concerned, however, they should drop those onto the platforms immediately and have a subscription model. Retain shark cards, but also basically have them there as a genuine quick solution for people who don't want to grind, rather than as almost a necessity due to the pile of magic beans you get paid for grinding. Actually make the grind worthwhile as far as payouts are concerned if you have the inclination to spend your time with the game. This subscription option would surely make up for the loss in shark card sales that making job payouts worthwhile would cause. Well, I'm fine with a optional subscription thing for those that they just want money, they want the newest cards, like how GTA Plus is now. That's fine. I don't think this is what you're saying, but I definitely don't want to have a subscription to play GTA Online. I'm fine with not playing GTA Online for a while, getting on, and then not having like all the new cars and stuff because I haven't been playing the game. I'm fine with grinding. If I want something in the game, I'll work for it and get it that way. But yeah, I definitely don't want to have to pay a subscription fee just to play it, which is not what I think you're saying. But yeah, that would be good for those that want it. But yeah, for those that don't want it, don't make them have it. So thank you for the comment. Appreciate it. Salterine says, hey, Hugo, piggybacking off the Salvatore killing CJ question. And when you mentioned Torino, I had the thought, what was Torino doing in LCS/GTA 3? He seemed to be in a position of power within the FBI. So if he was still working for the government a decade later, wouldn't he be informed of the Portland Bridge bombing through his job? Is it possible he was involved in the hacking of databases which hampered efforts to identify the escaped criminals? Just theorizing. Hope you see this, Hugo. Thanks. Yeah, I think that's a interesting theory. Yeah, Torino he had a lot of power, as we saw in San Andreas, and so he still could have, been working behind the scenes to kind of make things happen for these characters or whatever. Whenever people ask, like in San Andreas specifically, well, who paid you the money for stunt jumps or whatever? I always say Torino. Torino's watching or listening or both. He's always, figuring out what's going on in the world. So he's the man. He's the all-knowing, all-seeing entity that lives within the GTA games. But that's Mike Torino is definitely somebody that would be cool to see pop up again in other GTA games. Not that I expect that to ever happen, but yeah, it would be cool to see what he's been up to all this time. So thank you for the comment, friend. Appreciate it. Sophie says, in regards to San Fierro and Las Venturas being missing from GTA 5, I think an appropriate way to reintroduce LV would be in a Southwest state setting. Lots of people talk about how they would love to have 2 or more cities in a modern GTA game, and they often talk about the cities being pretty distant, something like a plane taking 5 minutes to go between them, and I think that Albuquerque and Las Vegas are good potential candidates. Vice City is pretty influenced by Scarface, and Breaking Bad's mass success could lend itself well to a GTA parody, something along the lines of 2/3 cities being in a stick-up crew in fictional Albuquerque. They do a job, and a guy who is connected to a small-time meth organization is killed as collateral. The boss of that organization finds the player characters and strong-arms them to work for him. And the story takes off from there. Maybe they get run out of town after they start making big moves like CJ did, because I believe having to constantly switch cities for missions would be dumb. It should be a 1-2-1 thing similar to San Andreas. But it would be cool to have these desert cities be separated by a massive interstate with 1 to 2 small cities. Think the first island of Vice City size and a half dozen townships along it. I'm not American myself, so I'm not someone who could suggest what to fill the space with. Utah, Arizona, and South Nevada may be the most boring places in the U.S. for all I know, but the potential for gags and interesting stories between gangs, mobsters, and kingpins would lend itself to super tense, high-stakes stories, something that people who love GTA 4 probably felt was missing from 5. Here's hoping for 6. They did make some jokes in GTA 5 with Trevor the cartoon being a meth dealer, but it felt like that story was only present in like 5 missions tops and was never mentioned again. Chang was also the antagonist, yet half the people playing the game probably forgot who why he was one besides him kidnapping Michael. The rest of the jokes being that they put the Breaking Bad RV in the game. It could lend itself good for any online stuff too, because the interstate is so big. Maybe it would make sense to uncap the speeds. In GTA 5, the top speed is like 140 miles per hour, and the fast cars just have better acceleration. Cars going up to 210 miles per hour would be very cool. This leaves out San Fierro, which might be frustrating, but Watch Dogs 2 was a pretty good San Francisco setting, so maybe we won't be missing out. Hope to hear some ideas you have for this if they went this direction. Thanks. That comes up a lot anytime we talk about San Fierro. People say, well, Watch Dogs 2 did that. But that's not GTA. I get that that's like a similar type of game and it has this open world San Francisco or whatever. But GTA is GTA and San Fierro is San Fierro, and it's connected to, you know, the world of GTA out there, the state of San Andreas. So I don't think because another game did it that they should not do it again, because they did it. Rockstar did it and they should do it again, and San Fierro is great and all that stuff. But as far as like if they had some kind of GTA World or GTA US or GTA Americas, and they did want to connect it to a set of Southwest states, yeah, Venturas and something like an Albuquerque, something with Breaking Bad vibes and stuff would be great. I think it would be perfect. I think we talked about Better Call Saul earlier. I think the theme of those shows in that universe works so well with GTA and the GTA style of stuff. It's basically all kind of the same ideas, you know? So yeah, it would work perfect to kind of bring these things together more in that way and have an RV. And I would think an RV would be great to make as like a nice little safe house. You could, you know, sleep and shower. Not that any of that matters now, since you can pull up your phone and do a quick save and stuff. But yeah, I think I would be down for any of that stuff. As far as the distance between the cities, I wouldn't want it. I think that's a great idea with the like an interstate and then places in between that you pass along the way. And for those that want to make the drive, cool. But if you're in a hurry, just taking a flight would be cool too, like a fast travel flight. Not even like you sit on the plane, but like you just hit the airport and then bam, you're there. Or you just pull up your phone and order a ticket, and then you can just fast travel from there to the other city. I think that would be good. Any kind of fast travel option, I think, it will work well if the map is humongous. If it's not, then obviously we don't need it. But yeah, good thoughts. Thank you, Sophie, for those. Appreciate it. Calvin Brown says, yo, Hugo Mang, thanks for including me in this week's podcast. Responding to Clay Doggy, I think GTA does a good job of making your drive distance short for the most part. I feel like the only game that the drives felt horrible was GTA 4. Riding a horse will always be more boring than driving a car. From 40 Cal. Thank you, 40 Cal. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, I get. I agree. I always wondered, did Red Dead 2 seem so much more slow paced because these are horses and stuff? Or was it just more slow paced? So hopefully when GTA 6 comes out, yeah, the cars go super fast, ultra fast, then it won't feel as bad to go long distances or whatever. And you can just kind of take them wherever, drive over, as long as your car can make it over the mountain, drive right over the mountain, get off road, it doesn't matter, you know? So anyway, yes, thank you. So that's it for comments on YouTube. There's a bunch more. Sorry I couldn't get to them all, but thank you for all the feedback. Continue to leave your thoughts and stuff on YouTube. If you aren't listening on YouTube, maybe you're listening on Spotify or Apple or wherever, feel free to send an email to talkinggta69@gmail.com or call 1-818-691-5807 to participate in the show. We'll get to the emails and phone calls a little later on, but right now there is some new GTA stuff I wanted to discuss.
Hey, little mama, what's poppin'?
The BBC put out an article this week that says Rockstar had the opportunity to do a Grand Theft Auto movie starring Eminem years ago, but they turned it down. The article says games industry veteran Kirk Ewing, a friend of Rockstar founders Sam and Dan Houser, says a Hollywood agent came to him with the deal. He says the brothers were offered $5 million for rights to a movie starring Eminem by Top Gun director Tony Scott. But, Kirk tells BBC podcast Bugsy Malone's Grandest Game, Sam Houser told the agent they were not interested. Kirk tells the podcast he tracked Sam Houser to a hotel where the two stayed up late to discuss the possibility of making a GTA movie. I think at that point it was still in Sam's mind that it might be something they wanted to do, Kirk says. He says he was phoned at 4 a.m. by an LA producer with the offer. Kirk recalls, he said, "Kirk, we've got Eminem to star, and it's a Tony Scott film. $5 million on the nose. Are you interested?" And I phoned up Sam, and I said, "Listen to this. They want Eminem in the Grand Theft Auto movie and Tony Scott to direct." And he said, "Not interested." And that is the last time, as far as Kirk's aware, that either brother discussed GTA coming to the silver screen. They realized that the media franchise they had was bigger than any movie that was going on at the time, Kirk says. And Eminem being in a GTA movie would have been something I would have definitely ran out and saw. I saw 8 Mile whenever it came out multiple times in the movie theater, and I loved Grand Theft Auto games at the time in the early 2000s. However, this idea doesn't sound like it would be all that great now that I'm reading about it now. I think they're right that the Grand Theft Auto game franchise was becoming bigger at the time. This is the early 2000s, GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas time period where they had this discussion. And the game was bigger than just something that would become a video game movie, you know? So I've had a lot of discussions with people over the years about a GTA movie and what it might look like and all that stuff. And I'm so glad they never went through with it, because it sounds like it could have been a disaster, and it could have affected the video game franchise negatively. So I think it was good that they passed on this, which I don't know, maybe $5 million. That seems kind of low, but at the time it was just a video game franchise. Now it's just this mega thing after all these years that obviously it'd be worth way more than $5 million, I imagine. And you wouldn't need to just put some popular rapper in it. You could do, if they did a GTA movie now, they could really, I would think, have a big budget, put in some different actors, maybe unknown actors, since that's the way Rockstar likes to do their thing now with the video games. They don't want to work with the big names as much anymore. But yeah, if they had the chance to do it, I think they could do something pretty cool. But I'm with them. Don't do it, because the games are great on their own by themselves. They don't need a movie. They don't need a TV show. They don't need any of that stuff. They are just great as they are. But what do you think? You let me know. Send an email or leave a comment on YouTube or wherever, and we'll get your thoughts, because yeah, I'm like thinking good job, Hauser Brothers, on turning that down. Also going on this week, Rockstar kind of updated their stance on roleplay servers, or they put out a tweet mentioning how they feel about them and what the deal is. So on their website, it says, question, are roleplay RP servers allowed? Answer, Rockstar Games has always believed in reasonable fan creativity and wants creators to showcase their passion for our games. Third-party role-play servers are an extension of the rich array of community-created experiences within Grand Theft Auto, and we hope will continue to thrive in a safe and friendly way for many years to come. So just that part, there's more to come, but just that part sounds really great. That sounds like a good thing, that a good stance Rockstar takes as far as, mods and different types of mods of their games, in which they always kind of have had a welcoming kind of attitude towards mods, except for when it kind of bit them in the ass with hot coffee and stuff. But yeah, that is a positive kind of the take on roleplay servers. But the answer goes on to say, as such, Take-Two's legal enforcement policy will be aligned with our current PC single-player mods policy, with priority in enforcement actions focused on misuse of Rockstar Games trademarks or game intellectual property IP, importation or misuse of other IP in the project, including other Rockstar IP, real-world brands, characters, trademarks, or music, commercial exploitation, including the sale of loot boxes for real-world currency or its in-game equivalent, the sale of virtual currencies generating revenue via corporate sponsorships or in-game integrations, or the use of cryptocurrencies or crypto assets, e.g. NFTs, and making new game stories, missions, or maps, or interfering with our official multiplayer online services, including Grand Theft Auto Online and Red Dead Online. So that's kind of Rockstar's where they stand as far as mods go. And they're saying Take-Two, their legal department, is going to kind of work along the same lines as far as the takedowns go and stuff like that. So all this stuff makes sense, and it's understandable why they would want to restrict mods from doing these types of things, because this could be bad for them, and they obviously don't want they want people to have fun and mod the game and stuff like that, but they don't want to have these issues connected to them that may arise with some of these things, or they don't want their type of stuff ripped off and kind of repackaged and resold in a different way. So I like this. I like the statement and stuff. For more context, Tez2 on Twitter said, Lil Durk partnered with Exceed Talent Capital almost a month ago to offer an IPO for his music, initial public offering. Exceed will release a Trenches All Access Pass, which is an NFT with exclusive access to a custom GTA RP server. The NFT includes a loot box, so Take-Two is making moves. So there's a talk of, I guess, this rapper Lil Durk had this set up where part of whatever they're selling, this NFT includes access to a custom GTA RP server and a loot box for that server, I guess, which is a big, with just what they're saying in Rockstar saying in this statement. That's a no-no. You cannot do that. And that's good. They're protecting their stuff from other people, you know, kind of profiting off of their setup. Obviously, they have no problem working with whoever, rappers, whoever, to release music and do these things and have stuff in their official online platform. But no, you can't just take it to a custom RP server and start selling stuff or having anything like that. So I think this is a good thing. It makes sense. It clarifies some things about, for one, that's I've been saying for months now, about Rockstar Games being a separate entity from Take-Two's legal department. And so they even mention here that Take-Two is aware of how we want things to operate as far as PC single-player mods go. And so they're kind of on the same page with this announcement. So I think it's a good thing. I hope that it does get enforced correctly. The people doing bad things or taking advantage of Rockstar stuff get taken down, but the good folks, the good RP servers, the good single player mods get to stay up, and no, there are no issues with that. So that's what's happening in the world of GTA this week. Now let's move on to the email.
Whoa, I thought you were a hallucination.
All right, lots of emails this week. Let's get right to them. Hello, I am the Infernus, and in this week I'm going to talk about cool things added to GTA San Andreas by Rockstar North. Anyways, rainbow in San Andreas. There is a chance to see a rainbow, which occurs when the rain stops naturally without modding, which is cool. Dual wielding. As we know, San Andreas in GTA 5 has shooting skills, but San Andreas is more accurate in learning than GTA 5, as GTA 5 literally increases your ammo capacity, yet you can feel like you are trained to shoot in San Andreas. It feels like you are actually learning the weapons and also dual wield some weapons. 3 cities. This is the only game which has 3 cities fitted in renderware engine, which was impressive. Yet all HD games are having 1 city, which can be difficult adding 3 cities in Rage. Vehicle schools, except Flight School, which is in GTA Online /5. So GTA San Andreas only had bike, boat, car schools, which were required for 100% completion, and it kind of teaches you how the vehicles work. CJ can be fat or muscular. You can also be skinny for extra moment and other reasons, or you can be fat by eating a lot, or you can be buffed by hitting the gym. This is the only game with functional gym. Coolest collectibles. In other GTA games, except GTA 4, you have just picked the pickups, but in San Andreas, half the pickups are tagged snapshots, which are unique, and you can understand the map often. Valet parking job. This is the only game with valet side mission to complete for 100% completion, which is cool and unique. Conclusion. Well, I couldn't think of anything at the moment, but San Andreas is the best game because of its features. Questions. What is your favorite to destroy in GTA Vice City only? My favorite to destroy in Vice City? I don't know that I have a favorite thing to destroy in Vice City. What is your opinion on GTA modding? There's a lot of cool mods out there, and I enjoy them very much. And I am very pro modding. What is your least enjoyed GTA game? Mine is GTA Online. There's a lot of GTA games that I didn't play. Anything before GTA 3. I didn't play much of GTA Advanced, Chinatown Wars, stuff like that. So I guess those would be my least favorites. Thank you, Hugo, for reading all this again. I am the Infernus, and next week will be, well, on that bombshell, it's the Infernus. Okay, well, thank you, the Infernus, for all the cool stuff about GTA San Andreas. Appreciate it. Jen C says, have you ever experienced the Mandela effect? As far as GTA Mandela effect goes, I did for years think that Young Turks by Rod Stewart was in Vice City, and then when I heard it in San Andreas, I was like, oh, they used the same song again. And then when I went back and played Vice City, I was like, oh, this was never in Vice City. So I don't know what my mind mixed up there, but for a while I thought that. As far as non-GTA things go, this comes up sometimes during the stream, and every time I mention this one, people are shocked because I'm shocked too. But growing up, I always thought there was a movie named Shazam that starred the comedian Sinbad, and this is a popular Mandela effect thing, but apparently this never happened. This was never a thing. This movie, Shazam, you can't find it anywhere, and Sinbad never played a genie in any movie or anything. So I saw one explanation online saying that there was a movie, but it was so bad that the studio wiped all of the evidence to its existence off the internet or something like that, which is obviously would be crazy if they could do something like that and then leave us all feeling like we were crazy for thinking we remembered it. But yeah, obviously it's just some shit that kind of we thought we knew, everybody collectively, but we were wrong. So thank you for the question, friend. Appreciate it. All right, next email from Mike the Nerd. What's up, Hugo? It's good to hear your voice last podcast, and I hope that lady speaker didn't sexually harass you again. Put a triple restraining order on her, LMAO. As always, thanks for reading my questions, and here are the question statements I have below. 1, I think they should call it GTA 6 and not with a subtitle below it. It would make sense marketing-wise because that's what everybody knows as the sequel to GTA 5. Now, if it's a DLC like GTA The Lost and Damned or The Ballad of Gay Tony or GTA Online updates, then yeah, because that adds to the game's location and game engine. I agree. Number 2, speaking of DLC, when they said that the game will be moderately sized and will add stuff over time, do you think the updates/DLC will be in terms of location, like some totally different location like San Fierro or Las Venturas, or in addition to the Florida map, like a fictional Georgia state with fictional Atlanta in GTA 6? I didn't know they said any of that, so I have no idea. I didn't think they said officially anything, so I wasn't sure. I have no idea. If I don't know that they'll add shit like totally across the country, I would love for them to, but who knows? That's a good question. Yeah, something more closer to home would make sense. Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you. 3, I'm planning on getting an Xbox Series S to play GTA 4 with backwards compatibility. Next gen GTA 5 and GTA 6, but I heard people say it won't be able to handle next generation games graphics wise, so I'm thinking if it would be able to run GTA 6, and if so, it would probably downgrade the resolution, but I never care about resolution anyways, as long as it's not below 1080p. But I'm wondering if it'll be able to run at 60 FPS because Gotham Knights didn't have a 60 FPS option because they blamed the Xbox Series S. Oh, I don't know anything about that. I have a Series X, but I did get the Series X because I was told it was better than the S. So, yeah, that would be really disappointing if GTA 6 came out and then it looked like shit or didn't play well or wasn't even available on the Series S. So yeah, who knows? That's a tough one. Yeah, I hope it works out that when it does come out, it will just run okay, at least on the Series S. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for answering my questions and listening to what I have to say. I'll be hearing you in the next podcast. So have an awesome day. Peace and love, Hugo. Thank you, Mike the Nerd. Appreciate it, friend. All right, next one. Hey, Mang, Xeon1822 here. A small detail that some people seem to have missed regarding development times with Rockstar's franchises is that while most people are used to seeing two logos during the intro, Rockstar Games and the developing studio, North, San Diego, Leeds, New England, etc. This is no longer the case. One thing I noticed during the intro to Red Dead Redemption 2 was just one logo, Rockstar Games. This is because the task of developing Redemption 2 was so immense that Rockstar just called in everyone. The listed developer for Redemption 2 is Rockstar Studios. So assuming that Rockstar will want to maintain their large and ambitious scope for these games, studios will have less time for themselves, preventing smaller projects, besides whoever is still updating GTA Online and Red Dead Online, and multiple releases. While all hands on deck means more work can get done, it also means more work can be done. So what's another couple of years of development if they can cram more detail and increase the scope of the game now? They have the system to do so, and also add on top of that the studio culture changes that prevents crunch hours. They already know the game is going to sell billions of copies, so why not? Basically, all I'm saying is be patient. Rockstar will tell you when it's ready. Let them do what they have to do and hopefully enjoy the game when it releases. Sorry for the novel. Keep up the great work, Hugo. Xeon. Appreciate it, Xeon. Yeah, I understand that whole kind of setup with the Rockstar all hands on deck for the new game. And so, yeah, I guess it does mean just one mega game every so often, and every so often is a very long time. So, yes, thank you for the email. Appreciate it. Hey, Hugo, it's the Daily K/Kimberly here. I have a question that I'd really love to hear your thoughts on. What ways do you think Rockstar can make money in GTA 6 to increase longevity that's not shoving the idea of shark cards down our throats like they did in 5? Or do you think the future of gaming has already proven to be online, even for these classic franchises that started off before online was even a thought? GTA 5 is undoubtedly a fantastic game. However, the secret to its longevity as a mainstream title with keeping its relevance is by initiating their focus heavily into online and essentially the purchasing of game currency. Do you think the idea of expansions or DLC that people can purchase that add on to the base game could be a way to do this, such as creating an episodes from game, essentially being based off the original title, such as episodes from Liberty City, Ballad of Gay Tony, etc., to learn about character origin stories or delve deeper into side characters? Love the podcast and the streams. Keep it up, man. Kimberly. Thank you, Kay, for the email. Appreciate it. I would 100% be for the idea of single player DLC being for sale as like almost like a separate game or a separate DLC that you pay for. And I would be totally fine paying for that. And at no point would I think, oh, look at them milking GTA 6 by putting out single player DLC. I'd be like, hell no, good. Take advantage of these maps. They make these mega maps like GTA 5, and they are taking advantage of that, obviously, with all these years of online. But no single-player DLC. Whatever was supposedly in development as single-player DLC became online content. So hopefully on the next one, they will have kind of multiple ways to do this, where they have their online stuff, and that works out, but they also have an option for us with single player DLC, stuff like that. Like you said, I would definitely buy all that stuff, and I think a lot of people would, because there's still a lot of players out there who want that single player experience, and I think they could make some money off of it. But because it might not be as lucrative as online stuff, that may be a reason why we never get it ever again. So who knows? But thank you, Kay, for the email. Appreciate it. All right, from Rocky, Rip Stacy. Hey, Hugo, enjoying the podcast like always. Would you like to see Rockstar turn one of their GTA games or other IP into a movie or TV show? I think GTA 4 on the big screen would be the best GTA to bring over. Have a great day, Hugo. Funny, we were just talking about this with that Eminem thing. I think if they did the way that Eminem like movie sounded like, it would be like a Grand Theft Auto theme, so it'd be like kind of its own story or whatever. Maybe in the GTA universe of some sort. But yeah, I think making one of these games into a movie would be cool. I think GTA 4 would work as being like just a super drama filled movie that people that didn't give a shit about video games could enjoy. But then at the same time, San Andreas could be a good movie as far as like goofy, crazy, over the top, ridiculous shit going on. So I think if they were both done right, they would both make good movies, or any of these games could be made into good movies. That's because they're such good stories to begin with. You know, they wrote good stories, and that could work as they do in the video game world, or they could as movies as well. So maybe one day, who knows? One day they may decide to do that. So if they do, I will be there to see it for sure. Thank you for the email, friend. Appreciate it. All right, next one. Hey, Hugo, what is a new Rockstar game that you'd like to see? I mean, the main Rockstar games have basically the same formula: open world freedom. We got a Western GTA formula with Red Dead, high school with Bully, and of course the GTA games themselves taking place in a modern city. Is there any other kind of idea you'd like Rockstar to explore to the best of their open world strengths? Whether that be another time period or social situation like Bully. Space is overdone and wouldn't have the same GTA feel, and anything else I can think of would just feel too close to something like Far Cry or Just Cause, but I feel that Rockstar's gotta be cooking up a new IP. Red Dead takes place at the end of the cowboy era, so I don't know if they're really going to continue that series. Anyway, sorry for the long email. Your thoughts? I love the GTA games. I just wish there were more of them. I think GTA in different eras would be great, and I think they have been great. Vice City in the 80s, San Andreas in the 90s. I think they could do a cool 70s one, or even a 60s one, or something like that. 60s maybe getting a little too far back. Red Dead is, obviously way far back, but 70s definitely. 80s, 90s, even the early 2000s, something like that. They could, at this point, make a game of, and it'd be like way back in the day kind of feel. So time period wise, I'd love to see GTAs and other things. But as far as like a non-GTA, not actual Grand Theft Auto, but similar kind of game from Rockstar, I don't know. Yeah, space, I don't think it would be for me really. So I don't know. Good question, Tyler. Thank you, friend. Appreciate it. Next one. Hey, Hugo, it's Chloe again. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you reading my emails. I want to say apologies for not writing back sooner. As they are no longer relevant and my impeccable memory is failing me, I believe it is best for me to not bring back up the prior emails, as it might confuse the viewers. Okie dokie. However, I wanted to talk to you about some mods I found that you might wanted to share with you. It's called DEP, or Definitive Edition Project. They offer a version for each GTA game of the trilogies. I believe these existed prior to the definitive editions, but they are still really good nevertheless. What these mods do when you install them is supposed to work out of the box unless something needs to be configured or you wish to modify the mod, you can do so. But it is an entire install of 3 San Andreas, Vice City, just all in one archive. It is really well done. For example, GTA 3 adds San Andreas camera movements and aiming similar to 3DE, doing the same for Vice City as well. For SA, it brings the mobile HUD over for all 3 games. It adds various different graphics mods as well. Not the insane over-the-top graphics. The graphics mods are pretty tame, actually. For example, they take textures and shaders from other platforms. For example, 3, I'm replaying that right now, has the textures from the Xbox edition, which is the highest res textures. They are also upscaled with AI, and some textures were just redone entirely. Additionally, GTA 3 has shadows now, albeit a little basic. But they certainly add a lot to the world. I believe there are also new car models. It also comes with Clio and Mod Loader and ASI Loader, so now you can just add mods right on top. I think you'll find some good enjoyment out of it. It really is great how they made it and the optimizations they put onto it. We'll provide the website if you'd like to check it out. That's all for me. Much love, Hugo and Meg. My mother's my sister. Best regards, Chloe. Thank you, Chloe, for the email. Appreciate it. Yeah. I hope people keep making some awesome mods. There's still great mods being released for all the trilogy games, even today. It's amazing. So, big shout out to all the mod makers. Thank you, Chloe, for the email. Next email from Ines. As you know, Rockstar Games posted a thing in Twitter talking about GTA 5 RP servers and it being a weird third-party server from GTA Online and shit. What do you think about this whole thing? Like I said earlier, I like their clarification of we're not looking to just fuck with people because they mod the game. Just make sure you stay within these kind of rules where you're not adding extra bullshit into it and kind of ripping off our stuff. So I think that the statement they put out was cool. So I liked it. Anyway, thank you for the email, friend. Appreciate it. Next email. Why Rockstar programmed the AI drivers to swerve into the players in GTA 5? Was it intentional? Is it a developer oversight in the code? It makes me appreciate GTA 4's AI over GTA 5. Also, address me as Quantum Field if the discussion video is created on YouTube. Regards, Quantum Field. Thank you, Quantum Field. Appreciate it. And Quantum Field includes some videos about the AI driver swerving into the player in GTA 5. I don't know if that's intentional. I imagine it is. I have no idea. It just seems like they wanted to add a kind of extra element of dumb fuckery from the world that we live in, but who knows? I will check those videos out later. Thank you, Quantum Field, for the emails. Appreciate it. Or for the videos and the email. Thank you. All right, next one. Hey Hugo, with all the sports and mini games in GTA 5, golf, triathlon, flight school, parachuting, hunting, street racing, and tennis, what would you like to see in GTA 6 as a sport or side activity? Personally, I would love to see some kind of NASCAR or demolition derby events in San Andreas with those cool racetracks. Florida has the Daytona International Speedway in real life. Maybe we could get something similar, perhaps. Side question for you, how do you feel about the RPG elements in San Andreas and GTA 5, and how would you feel about them coming to GTA 6? Sex appeal, stamina, respect, lung capacity, strength, driving, flying, shooting. Would you like to see this return and maybe get expanded on in GTA 6? You my dude, right? Random ass GTA 5 pedestrian. Thank you, Art, for the email. I would like to see those things return. I would like to see them return just so you have the freedom to kind of do things with them if you want. If not, that's fine too, The one thing I disliked in San Andreas was that the mission Amphibious Assault made you have to have a certain amount of lung capacity upgrades to be able to just start the mission. I would have rather, you are able to start the mission, but you drown because you don't have enough lung capacity upgrades, and it says maybe you should get your lung capacity up before you try this again or something. I would just rather have more freedom than more restrictions. But yeah, like something like a gym, gyms throughout the city, and the ability to work out if you want your person to be buff. If not, if you want them to be fat, they can be fat, skinny, whatever you want, you can do that. And Rockstar could charge in-game currency for a gym membership or something. So I'm down to have more stuff like that in the next GTA rather than less stuff like we got in GTA 5. As far as like a NASCAR track in GTA 6, that would be great. Any kind of something based on Daytona would be great, because then people could put a lot of GTA Online races in there where they could add ramps or whatever if they wanted to be crazy, or keep it as bare bones, as simple as they want. I think like I used to think something like having golf in a GTA game would be cool, but then I just didn't like it at all. I just didn't like their golf setup at all. Not that anything was wrong with it. It just wasn't as good as like Tiger Woods, So if they put in more sports like basketball or something like that, it may just be a fun little thing that I'd never ever play again, just because there are good basketball games out there. So it may not be worth it to waste their time on stuff like that. But if they did, then, maybe set up leagues that you can join online, because I imagine they want to expand what players can do online, the amount of stuff they can do, so they spend more time there, so they spend more money there, so on and so forth. So something like that would be cool if they added all these different sports that your player could participate in and maybe, earn money from, or whatever their setup they want to do. But yeah, I think the more, the better, but as long as they're optional. Thank you, Art, for the email. Appreciate it. All right, next email. Hey, Hugo, Mike here, longtime GTA fan and viewer of the channel. I've always been a PC player and enjoy a lot of the mods that have been released across the franchise over the years. My favorite GTA game is GTA 4 because I grew up in the Northeast and the setting captures the feel of that part of the country, not just New York City, but Philly, Boston, etc., in a way that is hard to describe to people not from that area. One of my favorite things about the GTA community is the passionate fans who mod the classic games to improve or in some ways clean them up for modern modern hardware. It has been really disheartening to see Take-Two/Rockstar take down projects like Re 3, Vice City, and other mods, which sought to take classic games into the modern era with compatibility fixes and gameplay tweaks. I was especially upset by Take-Two/Rockstar removing mods around the time the Definitive Edition came out. I understand wanting to sell a remaster, but removing all consumer choice, removing mods, unlisting original games from Steam, etc., just reeks of greed to me. The way I see it, the games have survived because of dedicated fans, not despite. To see the community get treated like dirt and modders thrown to the wayside is frustrating, to say the least. I'm still excited for GTA 4, but I find myself less a fan of the companies behind the games these days. Signed, Mike from the internet. Thank you, Mike from the internet. Yeah, I don't know. I see it as Rockstar, you know, they are not anti-mod at all, you know, and a lot of it is just Take-Two taking down things that they think, you know, this could have been like a Friday afternoon meeting and somebody said, you know, we should do, take down anything that makes the games look better because we got these new versions of these old games coming out, and told somebody to go do it, and they went and did it, and that was that, you know. And so as far as Rockstar goes, I don't know that it's so much them doing it. But yeah, hopefully that's kind of getting taken care of now, like we saw this statement put out about the RP servers and what is allowed and what isn't allowed. And I think it was fair to do that. And I hope they continue to, you know, live by the rules they set up and outlined in that statement or whatever. So thank you, Mike, for the email. Appreciate it. Next email. Hi, Hugo. I really appreciate you starting a podcast catered towards GTA news and stuff. It's really entertaining. The question I wanted to ask is, did you find the collectibles in previous games annoying, like spraying tags, collecting packages, oysters, horseshoes, killing pigeons, etc.? If yes, what would be your thoughts on improving the collectible system in the upcoming GTA? As always, keep on appreciating yours, Ass Technician. Thank you, Ass Technician, for the email. Sometimes, well, the thing with collectibles is that they're not, you don't have to do them, and I'm happy with that. I'm glad. I liked how, like in San Andreas, they introduced the tag system and said, let's spray these tags. Here's how to do it. And on the same mission, you kind of learned how to climb and stuff too, which was cool. So that was good, but then you didn't have to do it, but you could if you wanted to dive deeper. So the times that I did do collectibles in the games, it's because I wanted to. It's because I wanted to, you know, explore the map more, spend time doing something I hadn't done yet in the game, and then feeling accomplished after I did those things. So I'm all for collectibles. I as far as GTA 5 went, I did all the collectibles in that game, spaceship parts, which were pretty cool. The reward was okay. It could have been a little bit better. The submarine one with the like toxic waste or something, that was interesting because you got to explore the ocean. So I like the idea behind that. These were all good to do like once or twice. The letter scraps one I thought was so stupid, like scraps of paper from a million years ago all over the city, and you put them together to solve some murder mystery. I kind of get the idea and how it fits into the game and stuff, but I just thought it was so silly that we were collecting little pieces of paper to solve a mystery, you know? So that was weird. But still more creative than floating package, you know? So, collectibles are cool. I'm glad they're in the games for those that want to do them. Thank you for the email, friend. Appreciate it. Next one. Hey, Hugo, just wanted to quickly say happy Thanksgiving to you and everyone else watching this. What dish are you mostly looking forward to enjoying? Have a good one, Mang. Thank you, Vincent. I looking forward to enjoying some green bean casserole or stuffing or any of those kind of side dishes. Those are always good. This week is Thanksgiving here in America for those outside the country, so we're very excited to eat up all the food, as Ryder once said. Thank you for the email, and thank you for the happy Thanksgiving, friend. Appreciate it. All right, next one. Hi, Hugo. Loving the stream a lot. I listen to it a lot while working. Makes the hours go by fast. Anyway, my question for you is, what would you bring back from previous GTA games to GTA 6? I personally would love to see nitrous in vehicles again, like in GTA San Andreas. Thanks for the time, Childish Subi. Thank you, Childish Subi, for the email. Appreciate it. I don't know. Nitrous is cool. I think that would be a good thing. Is that not in a more modern GTA and GTA 5? It seems like it. All the car customization and stuff seems like nitro would be a good thing, or nitrous. But outside of that, as far as stuff in older games, I don't know. There's not a lot that I can think of that I would really like to have. Just whatever they do add, I just hope it's good and it's fun. And again, like I said, the stuff that's kind of annoying, maybe it's optional for those that do want to do it. But anyway, thank you for the email, friend. Appreciate it. All right, next one. Hello, Hugo. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for answering my questions a few episodes back. I appreciate it, homie. And I understand your pain now with all your challenge runs. I'm now up to GTA 5, after 6 months of this challenge. I'm doing it. Good job. But I'm back to ask a few more questions. What kind of car damage would you like in the next GTA? For example, would you like to see the sort of realistic car damages from GTA 4 or the way GTA 5 handles its car destruction? To answer this question, I think I've kind of gotten used to GTA 5 car behavior, physics, destruction, whatever. So I would like for it to kind of be similar to that. Like it's weird sometimes. I don't know if this happens all the time or just during like races. If your car lands like funny on the back or something, it could just blow up, which is outrageous. But I'm kind of used to it. You know what I mean? Anyway, next one says, what would you like to see in a San Andreas 20th anniversary? I know we didn't get anything for Vice City, which is a shame, but maybe they could change it for San Andreas' anniversary. For Dishonored's 10th anniversary, they released a vinyl collection of the game's original soundtrack. I think that'll be incredible for San Andreas, but maybe it'll be hard because of all the radio stations. Would love to hear your thoughts. Yeah, something like that would be awesome. Anything San Andreas 20th anniversary related, I would be all for. But yeah, at this point, I'm not really expecting anything because of the way they didn't even mention Vice City. That's so crazy to me. Maybe they thought the definitive edition was supposed to cover all these anniversaries over these years or whatever. But yeah, original soundtrack on vinyl, I would buy it immediately. But because they already lost so many songs because of licensing issues, I feel like they wouldn't be able to do that. But maybe they could just do kind of a best of one like record thing. That way they don't have to worry about that and they can still kind of do that same idea. Next, lastly, I saw this clueless Busta blaming you for people calling the prestigious actor Stephen Ogg Trevor on his Instagram page. When everybody knows, people always comment their character's name on the voice actor's Instagram and stuff, if that makes any sense. Have a great day. You're the Mang Mang, Aiden. Thank you, Aiden, for the email. Appreciate it. Yeah. That Trevor thing kind of took over, kind of became a life of its own. And yeah, no, that motherfucker has been Trevor long before I ever made that video. So yeah, that's how it is. And the Ned Lukes, Michael, and the Sean Fontinos, Franklin of the world are okay with that. They don't mind, but Trevor hates it. So sorry, Trevor. Sorry, people call you by your fucking character's name. But anyway, thank you for the email, friend. Appreciate it. Next email. I've seen a load of people talk about GTA 4 characters make a cameo in GTA 6, but I honestly don't think that should happen. Don't believe me yet? Here's some examples. They killed Johnny off in GTA 5, which totally took a dump on his character. They just took most of the characters from GTA 4, which all live in Liberty City, and just had them suddenly at Los Santos for some unknown reason. Take characters such as Gay Tony, for example. In GTA 4, he was a natural and human character. He was the main guy you helped throughout the entirety of the Ballad of Gay Tony. Now, look at what they made him in GTA Online. He's just yelling at the top of his lungs and acting like Trevor all the time. He becomes a parody of himself. That's all. What do you think? What do you think of that? Thank you, Master Skywalker, for the email. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, that's actually a really good point. We kind of have this nostalgia for these old characters or these old games and want to see them pop up again to make us, you know, happy and remind us of the good old times in the old game. But then, yeah, whatever they make that character now may be totally different. We may not like it. So, yeah, it is weird that kind of, like, I think of Packy being in GTA 5 just doing some random stick up somewhere and as a strangers and freaks thing or whatever, or a random encounter or whatever it was. And it is weird that all of a sudden he's just across the country. There he is doing that. I guess he has a story for it or whatever, and that's cool. I liked it. I like little kind of things here and there. So hopefully maybe there could be a balance that they do it right if they bring GTA 4 characters into GTA 6. But thank you for the email, friend. Appreciate it. Okay, that's it for the emails. Let's move on to the phone calls.
All right, let's go to the phones. Hello, caller. You're on Chatterbox.
Hey, Hugo, Clay Doggy. Good podcast as always. Just wanted to put something in it. The guy had an interesting question on this past podcast about like a unique car from every game. Favorite one? Vice City, Deluxo, baby, DeLorean style. What up? That's really all I had. Everything else was great. I had nothing else to comment on. Talk sweet. Bye.
Thank you, Clay Doggy, as always. Appreciate it, friend. Yeah, the Deluxo is cool. The DeLorean is cool. So I think, and this will sound like I don't know shit about GTA games, but I think in GTA Online they had a Deluxo again, and it flew maybe. I think I encountered it in one of my Rainbow Miser runs, but Online lost me a while ago with all the stuff they added into it. So, but yeah, a flying Deluxo, something like that is pretty cool. Hey, what if they do? What if in GTA 6 there's a Deluxo? It is a DeLorean, and it's a time machine, like in Back to the Future. And when you do it, you drive at 88 miles per hour, and then all of a sudden you're in the old Vice City with the old graphics and stuff. Oh, man, that'd be so cool. There you go, Rockstar. You can use that. You don't have to pay me. I think that's a great idea. Thank you, Clay Doggy, for the call, though. Appreciate it, friend.
Hey, Hugo. It's George again. So we were talking a few other podcasts ago, and the last one that came out today, about online mode and co-op and maybe having missions where you play with other people. That's all fine, but I hope that's not their main focus, because I love single player mode where you pop in the game, you knock out a couple of missions, you're going at your own pace. If you want to go explore and look around, you can do that. But the most painful and irritating thing that I found in GTA Online is playing with people that actually know what the fuck they're doing. I found it hard when you're playing with people. They either die, or they're there just to fuck around, or they can only play one or two missions. And there's like 7 or 8 missions you gotta complete before you even get to the heist. Like, I just did not like online. I had a horrible experience because I didn't have like a group of people to play with whenever I could actually get on and play. So I hope their main focus is not online mode and co-op and, oh, I gotta wait for someone, or, oh, the internet's slow, or I'm fucking, timing out. So I really hope it's just not their main focus. I want them to focus everything on the main storyline, single player. I don't gotta fucking wait for some dipshit in fucking Qatar to fucking join the server so I can pass this mission. And I really hope they do that with, they do it with downloadable content, like extra stories, like they did with Liberty City Stories, or that's single player too. I just don't like online mode for missions because there's too many equations that have to work for that to actually get you money and all that. So I know that was a long rant, but at the end of the day, I am a single player guy, and I only like to play single player games. So I will check out the online, of course, but it's just frustrating when someone's internet's slow, or someone's being yelled at by their mom, aka John, or somebody. I'm playing with people like John. No offense, I love John, but what do you think, man? Take care as always. I love the podcast. I love the stream. Sorry about Monday's stream. That shit was crashing, but it was still funny as fuck. Hope you do more chat sheets in the future. Take care, bro. Peace.
Thank you, George, for the call. Appreciate it. I think that's a great point. I'm somebody who said, yeah, I hope there is a co-op mod or co-op mode, rather, official mode in the next GTA. But yeah, I would much rather there be a good single player story that you can play and have fun with. And then online be secondary, or any kind of playing with other people is secondary. But yeah, I know. I totally feel your pain trying to play with random people online. It just didn't work out very well most of the time. And if it did, then you probably made a friend or whatever, and you played with them some more. But yeah, sometimes you get people that didn't know what they were doing, or they'd fuck around, or they'd ruin a race because they suck, so they drive backwards and fuck with people. Or I've had people that were like way too into it and so angry. Oh, you don't know that you're supposed to do this fucking thing on this heist, stupid fucker, or whatever, say shit to you. So yeah, there's a lot of negatives that come with trying to play with random people online and shit. So yeah, I definitely understand. That's a good point. Thank you, George, for the call. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Hey, Lamar Davis. I was just wondering what you thought about the fucking GTA 6's new weapon system, and how you can't have like 15 instances of every gun in your rectal cavity, and you can kind of only have like maybe one pistol and an assault rifle in your hand, kind of like how Red Dead 2 was. I think it's pretty cool, and I think it'll be pretty realistic, and GTA 6 is gonna be pretty sweet. Let me know what you think about that, Hugo1, and fuck sweet. Yeah, fuck sweet. That's about it.
Thank you for the call, friend. I definitely agree with the fuck sweet part. Appreciate it. I'm not looking forward to that being a thing in the next GTA game where you can only carry a couple of guns on you, and I guess the rest of your guns are in the car or wherever. It is definitely totally unrealistic that every GTA game up until this point is being able to carry every fucking gun that they can buy with them, especially in GTA 5. Like in the older games, it was like only a specific slot, and that you would have a different weapon for that slot, and it would replace the weapon, and that was more realistic, at least, than once they got to GTA 5, where you could carry every gun they fucking made, and it was crazy the amount of guns you could have. So maybe it will be good, especially for online, like somebody mentioned earlier. Online, not having to get into a gunfight with somebody who has every fucking weapon, and you maybe can't afford them all or whatever, So yeah, it makes sense. I'm sure I'll get used to it once it's kind of explained to me. And I played Red Dead 2, and I guess I was fine with it. But that's also a whole different world back in the fucking cowboy days where there weren't rocket launchers and all this shit. So yeah, I'll get used to it, and once I like feel comfortable with it, then I probably won't mind it at all. And when it comes to online, at least the playing field will be even with everybody only being able to carry a couple of guns or something like that. So yes, thank you for the call, friend. Appreciate it. That's it for emails and phone calls and news and rumors and all that stuff. Okay. So yes, we've made it to the end of the episode. Check me out on YouTube, Hugo1, Hugo1 streams, Twitch, Hugo_1, TikTok, Hugo_1_Mang. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many other platforms as well. I noticed some people gave some reviews, I think on the Apple, you can give reviews, and they gave good reviews. So thank you to those people that did that. Thank you, friends, for listening. If you want to be in the next episode, just email talkinggta69@gmail.com or call 1-818-691-5807 to participate in the next podcast episode. And that's it, man. I'm out of here. Happy Thanksgiving to anybody celebrating it. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Peace out. Goodbye.